All right, Coop.
What's up,
For
dude?
being on, dude.
Absolutely. Glad to be here. I'm not normally a yapper like this. I very much enjoy being on the other side of the camera. You should see when I try to shoot my own content how I'm trying to shoot like a 30-second piece of content. It's like a 12-minute audio track that I have to like try to cut down. So definitely getting out of my comfort zone, but I'm pumped to be asked to be here.
Yeah, dude. First ever guest.
Am I really?
Podcast, swear.
Oh, good.
Episode
It's
4.
only up from here
We're
for
glad
you
to have
guys.
you on, dude. Let me start with. Let's just dive into it and then we'll work backwards. But
Cool.
What's it mean to be a creator?
You know, that's a good question. When growing up, I'm from Southern Kansas, and creator was not a word ever said. Like that was not something that's was in my atmosphere. For me, being a creator means creating a life. Like I see it as like taking opportunity and making it something and creating a life for yourself, taking kind of control over the environment and making something for yourself, making something of yourself. I think that photo and video for me is the tool that's gotten me into rooms and meeting people that I never would have thought. I have people in my contacts now that I watched on TV, when I was a kid, and photography and videography was just the tool that kind of got me there. And so being a creative kind of unlocked something that I never, ever would have expected to happen to me. Like I come from a background of, people either worked at a factory or on the farm. Mm-hmm. And so to even like being on a podcast is ridiculous compared that should never have been in my in the timeline. Yeah. So I think it opens opportunity. Yeah.
I love that answer. I think it is like 2026 now is like creator is, it's such like a broad term, I think, because it's like, I heard somebody say this like on Instagram, and they're like, they're more of a creator than like their friend is or whatever, but they called their friend a creator. And their friend was like, oh, no. But she was like, well, you post content. And if you post content, like you're literally creating content.
Yeah.
Like, even if you do 4 posts a year, it's like you created something. It's like kind of breaking down that barrier, I think, of like, oh, like I do create stuff. And then obviously there's like so many levels. But like, it is that first, because Sam and I are from Iowa too. Yeah. And like totally connect with the Kansas thing of like that's not really a typical journey for people where we're from or just like the background.
Trying to explain like branding or like shooting commercials or shooting ads to my family or people back home is like they don't. It's like like it just doesn't.
It's a disconnect.
It is. Dude, even still, like I still have to feel like I have to define it for myself because I have just such ingrained like ignorance to what it takes to do this kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you feel like it helps when you try and define what it means for yourself to be a creator?
I think it adds context to what I'm trying to do. I think having to constantly remind myself, can help just add levity to make sure that I'm, going in the right direction.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for us, especially like imposter syndrome is like such a real thing. Like, especially I think once you're in the space and you start consuming, and we talked about this at lunch last week, but once you're consuming the content of like the people you look up to or the content you want to make, that imposter syndrome only sets in harder because it's like, oh my God. But you have to remind yourself like you're watching like the best of the best. 100%.
Yeah. And the people who like the person I was 4 years ago might be following me now and seeing who I was seeing for, it's this interesting like hamster wheel of creators and content that
no doubt. It's like you open a new door and then it's like you just realize how much bigger the next room is. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if that makes sense. And you work your way through that room and you open the next door and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like there's still so much more.
I think imposter syndrome is the biggest, I don't know if downfall is the right word, but just like imposter syndrome with creatives is so severe because so many people just like pick up a camera one day and just like start doing it, and all of a sudden they find themselves like getting DM'd by brands or like, you know, shooting music videos or what that they never had experience doing, and so they just make it up as they go along, and so they don't know if they're doing the right way or doing the right thing or doing the way the client expects. 100%. And so you're just like this is the way I've done it, I don't know, like and so imposter syndrome is tough. It's tough, but
it's a constant, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the modern, kind of like you were saying there, is like, and we've talked to guys who have been like, especially like in the music industry, like making music videos, like there used to be a really well-defined pathway for all this stuff to happen. Like you started as a PA, then you were this, then you moved up, and finally you're the director or the executive producer. Like, and now it's like you're saying, it's like kids, or even like we were, like, you know, we pick up a camera at 19, you just start shooting stuff. And the way the internet and social has changed is like you can get found off one video, or you know, just start posting pictures you like, and then a brand reaches out to you and you blink and it's 3 years in, and it's like, I don't know, I never went through that traditional pathway of like, I've never worked with like a high level director. I just was shooting and people liked what I did. And then especially with like micro brands and like e-com now, is like, it's crazy because you have, you know, guys like Minted New York and Marcus, like he built an entire brand. And we both love him.
Oh, yeah.
He started with his phone,
right?
Just posting TikToks after. And so it's like, now he is a creative director, but like that kid's never, like, it's awesome, but like he's never worked on like a movie shoot or anything.
Right.
It's like, so there's this huge disconnect, and we've seen it in the music industry for sure. Sam and I, like, getting thrown into music videos and stuff, and you know, people are asking questions about like Crafty and stuff. Like, I have no idea what the hell that is. Like, I'm like literally Googling Crafty right before, like, I don't want to be obvious that I don't know, but I have no idea. And like, who's gonna be there on the crew? And I'm like, well, Sam, and then me. Yeah, like, that's the only people we've ever done.
We're about to shoot a commercial next week for this company, and we're working with like legit actors for this. And so we like source through agencies and we're going through agents and everything. And they're using language that I've never like had to deal with, because it's either, you know, I've never shot like legit commercials before. And so, they're throwing out words that I couldn't even repeat right now because I don't even remember anymore. But I had to Google in order to be able to answer their questions. But I think like all this is, you know, discussing imposter syndrome and learning on the go. What would you say somebody who's dealing with imposter syndrome, what would you recommend them to do after you answer? Or I have an answer if you need to think about it, but how would you help cure somebody's imposter syndrome who's getting started?
That's a great question. You kind of flipped it on me.
I did.
That was like the ultimate like interview.
How would you?
No, it's great. How would I advise?
You're somebody who's dealt with imposter syndrome just like me. What would you
advise?
You know, everything you've gone through. How have you gotten over it? Are you still like?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing to understand is that like it's gonna persist. If you're good, I think it's gonna persist because you always have to be learning. Yeah. And so if you continue to learn, it's going to be there. So the number one thing is like imposter syndrome's going to persist. Yeah. And it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world to question yourself. But you don't want that self-doubt you just can't let your self-doubt overrule action. Yeah. You have to act. Yeah. And you can think, have your own questions about your own abilities or anything, but I think that would be the advice I would give, is like, know that this will persist and know that everyone who you look up to has been right where you are. Yeah. That's 1,000% true. Yeah. Like, it's part of the journey. And then number two is like, don't let your internal monologue ever override your external action. You know what I mean? Like, regardless, even if you feel horrible about the project or the shoot or whatever, like, don't let that override what you're putting out externally. Like, you have to live through it and push through it.
Yeah.
Dude, we have lived through some shoots that like we look back and we're like, dude, like
yeah.
you look at content from 3 years going like, oh my God. And at the time we thought like it was so much better than what we'd done previous,
Oh yeah.
You know? So it's
yeah.
just, like, it's part of the journey, I think.
Yeah.
That would be my 2.
Yeah.
You know?
You just got to keep fucking like pushing through.
What's your answer to that?
So a little bit more like tactical answer to is getting around. And I'm naturally an introvert, so this took me way longer than I wanted. I should have done it, but like asking people to help on sets. So
I think that's huge. Somebody
you look up to, somebody's content you enjoy. Just like get on sets and watch how other people are shooting, getting shots they're getting, how they're directing stuff, how they're working with clients, like that whole, don't that is
don't isolate.
Yeah, exactly. Get in person with creators that you look up to agencies that you think that is in your future or something you want to be doing. And just see how they do it, just be kind of a fly on the wall so you can kind of be like, oh, this is how they say this, or this is how they're getting this. Try to be around other people.
I think that's one thing, like, when we have had the opportunities to do that, like, you learn so fast.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you can watch every YouTube video.
Like,
talk to ChatGPT, but it's like, man, when you watch somebody who's really, really good, go to work like as a creative, it's like, oh man, like that's a totally different,
I know,
like, when they're dialed in, it's like, that's crazy.
It's like getting like a master class in a day of how to be what you want to be.
You were just on that shoot in Cookville.
Yeah, which was exactly what I was discussing. That was kind of my first big shoot it was for Red Bull, and I was just the second shooter behind this director that I've been a huge fan of, and got to see how he does everything, how he runs sets, how he shoots things. And it was like, oh, but at the end of the day, actually what I came away with is that he wasn't doing anything crazy. Mm-hmm. He's doing all the same stuff I'm doing. Mm-hmm. He has a few little technical things that I was like, oh, okay, that's how he lights this. That's how he's getting this. But almost like frustratingly, it was like, oh, like he's just like everybody else. He's not this like phenomenon.
There's not like a big secret.
There's not a big secret. There's not this like one thing. It's not this one piece of gear. It's oh, I just need to be thinking about things a little bit different. I need to be being a little bit more detailed, but there wasn't this like aha situation, which is like kind of like, damn it. Like I was hoping to come away with this like nugget of gold from him, but it was just like, oh, okay. Like you're using the same gear I am. You're using, your interviewing is pretty like, I see myself in a lot of the interview style, and I was like, oh, okay. I just need to spend a little bit more time, maybe pre-production or whatever that will kind of unlock these things. But,
I love that you used the word like frustrating.
Yeah.
Because that's super honest and true. And I think like everyone tends to do that. I think like when you're looking at, well, why is that working for them and not for me? Or even if it's not working, but why are they where they are and I'm not there? And that's like a normal, natural thing to do. And then you kind of convince yourself from the outside, like, well, they must have some secret knowledge, or like this plan or a strategy. And then it is like you see them and it's like, they're just doing more. Like, it's probably just a more thing.
Yeah.
And like, I've been like not to be like the biggest like entrepreneur bro ever, but like, I really do like the Alex Hormozi stuff. I think he talks about like for so many people like in our space or anybody who's doing something entrepreneurial, which I think creatives fall into that for sure.
I mean, I think you have to. Yeah.
He's like, you can do more of what you're doing, you can get better at what you're doing, or you can do a completely new thing. Yeah. And he's like, for most people, you just need to do more, but we all like to do better and or new. But he's like, you're probably right where you need to be talent-wise. Like, and I think for creatives, we are always looking at like, what can I do to be better? And he's like, you need to worry less about better, and you need to worry a lot more about doing more. He's like, you do more, you get better. It's like, don't stop and try and like, I'm going to take a 3-month hiatus and, figure out how to light interviews better. He's like, just do more of it. You know?
Interesting. That's great.
And
as in like get out there and do it.
Yeah, just do more.
Yeah,
like do more shoots. It's like, well, why did this director get this shoot with Red Bull? Kind of like you're saying. And like he's like has this huge following and everything, but you're like, well, how did he get there? He must know something. And at the end of the day, it's just kind of like he has more reps and more people know about him, and he's just done more.
Yeah, that's actually hitting me like hard right now because I've like, I mean, this guy, or for example, or like a couple other creatives who I know, who are either getting like they're either getting these brands as clients or they're sponsored by them as a personal brand. And I feel like that's somewhere I see myself doing more of in the next few years is these kinds of things that I'm seeing them do. And so I'm personally like, okay, I need to do more like me, just like practicing my shooting again, like, and not just these client ways, but like getting myself in front of the camera, because I do want to be in more like leadership roles on sets or on a team. And the only way I'm going to do it is talking on podcasts, is like communicating more and getting myself on camera more and getting attached to these brands to be able to like, that's hitting hard. That I resonate with that fully.
Dude.
That's great.
Like he said it, and I was kind of like, because he just kind of like calls out like the thing that everyone does, where it's like, oh, I gotta slow down. I shouldn't book more clients right now because I need to get better at this. It's kind of like most of the time you're talented enough. You just need to do more of it. And he's talking about, you know, business, coaching, whatever. And it kind of hit me because Sam and I have talked about it, and it's kind of like, that is the answer, man. Like, if you get more reps, you do more volume, like, good things come from that. And you know it does, because when you look back at it and you're like, oh, well, that shoot led to this shoot, this conversation led to that. And it's like, you just got to do more. Yeah. It's a volume game. And you know, I do find so much comfort in that, I guess, because it is like the ball's back in your court. And it's like you say, like, you go on that shoot and like your initial reaction is you're frustrated because it's like, he's not doing anything I'm not doing.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, but at least like I'm back in control of like, I just gotta get my volume up. Like, I have to. And if I do, like, I know I can end up, I mean, Red Bull, what a client. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. And I see a lot of, cause like I am a part of an agency, but there's like only 3 of us and I'm the only shooter on, like, I'm the creative producer on the team.
You're like the sole
and this guy, he's just like this one man director, shooter, cinematographer, like he's running everything besides me shooting second to whatever he's doing. But he's like done stuff with Hoka, he's done stuff with Red Bull now, and all these other different brands. But he's just this like one guy, and he's just positioned himself in a way of like, I don't need to show up with a whole team. You like, I know my work, you know my work, and you know, like, I can show up by myself with my 2 cameras, and you're gonna get this product. But it's all about positioning. He positions himself in a way of that, you know.
I love that. Like, it's all about positioning.
Yeah.
Especially as creatives.
Yeah.
Like, one of the hardest things, I think, is how to position yourself as a creative, because me and you were talking about this last week at lunch too. It's like, there's so many talented creators that, you know, it gets very easy to like be discouraged around like pricing and stuff, I think, because you know, like, especially those awesome brands, like, everyone would love to shoot for them. Yeah. And so even when we've worked with clients, and I'm sure you have too, it's like, comes down time to like invoice or throw an estimate or a budget or something. Right. It's like, dude, I'm just so thankful to like be working with this brand or whatever. Right. And I think positioning is like such a hard thing to figure out. And that's where the personal branding thing comes in for creative so much.
It's so much.
It's like, of course they want to work with him. Like, he has this following. He has this, you know, brand and this. And if he had hidden behind, you know, an agency name or a company name, or, you know, only posted his portfolio work and not himself, there probably wouldn't be that fire to, we want that guy. It's 1,000%.
Because they know who he is as a person. They know his product. They know what he's like on set. And all he's done is sat in front of a camera and talked, or he's you've seen him on set, and so yeah. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but yeah.
I think the not hiding behind the agency name, or it's so important for creatives, and I think everyone right now, but like the personal branding thing is like obviously as big as it's ever been. Yeah. And I love like that case study of that shoot, because it's like, okay, you're going, it's this huge director, one-man band, like he's got this awesome portfolio repertoire. He's working with an incredible client. Like Red Bull's been on the forefront of branding for decades now. Like Red Bull gives you wings. Like they were doing
everybody knows
Pastrana stuff
exactly
in 2007.
Yeah,
like
the Shaun White stuff in the mid 2000s.
It's like they've been way ahead for forever. And he's getting that shoot today, 2026. Like years into creative and brand building, everything's changed, and like he's still getting it because of what he's done on the personal branding side. Yeah, not because of some 10-person team and 15 shooters. It's like, I'll show up with like a couple cameras, and it's like just go to work on it.
This is, I would say, could be the tagline of the episode. But something I'm like really think right now is that creatives are the new influencer.
1,000%.
Brands are going, I'm seeing it more and more. Brands are going to creatives who have a personal brand, who they know can create content around their product or around their brand, more than just the personality-based influencer. 1,000%. Because they know they're going to get good shit. They know they're going to get, whether it's like a fitness company or running brand, what they're going to get something in the tone, because creatives can talk the talk. They know what they're looking for in content, and it's going to be high level quality, shot on good cameras. They're going to think through the audio. They're going to think through all of this, versus just like some influencer who has an iPhone shooting on the front camera. So many companies are going to these creatives with a personal brand, who you would think that only do personal brand work, but really they have all this creative work they're doing that you're not seeing much of.
1,000%.
So that is something I am fully like. Creatives are the new influencer.
Yeah, I think like we talk about it, and I've seen Michael Smoke, like Higher Up Wellness. Are you familiar with him? He's like a big creator. Started on TikTok, Instagram now. He doesn't do much of like the cinematic stuff. He's very much like talk to the phone. Like, he's gotten into like the Jesse Itzler like coaching. Tony Robbins. Like that's kind of the direction he's going. But he always talks about how like in 2026, like, and I totally agree with him. The era of like the look at me influencer is so done. Like it happened. The people who are really good at it got a hold of it. The Alex Earls, like, just look at my life, like aspirational. That's over. Like they did it. They held on to it. They're not giving up that title. She's on Dancing with the Stars. Like, if you're going to be a creator or an influencer, like your point, if you're going to be an influencer today, you have to be a creator. You have to provide value through education or entertainment.
Inspiration.
Like, inspiration's a big one. Like, you have to. And that is, I think, really cool for like brand building and social. Like, moving forward. I think, like,
well, and it creates characters in your brand. Like I know that. I mean, I just feel that it attaches people to. I mean, BPN is a good example for that. It's attaching people to characters in your brand because you're either putting a camera on them or they're creative in their own right, and they are constantly putting out like creative content. But it's all about creating characters, creating storylines inside of your ecosystem.
1,000%. Yeah, I think that's like that Alex Garcia.
Right.
We're both big fans of him.
Yeah.
And like he's driven that for 18 months now. And I think it's super smart. Another thing, like characters, BPN crushes that with like Ian Fawns, all those dudes, and Luke Hopkins, all those dudes in Austin. Like the fitness industry and health and wellness in general is always like a step ahead. I feel like. And like, then everyone catches up and then they're doing the next thing already, you know, which is really cool. But I one thing that Alex Garcia has talked about is like a social show. I've seen him talk about that before, and I saw Kava, you know, like the Mediterranean bowls. They had like this. They created a whole separate Instagram channel for it, and it's like 2 bowls. It's like something about like they host blind dates at Kava.
Huh.
And they have like a comedian like
hosting it
like as like a dating show.
How fun.
Yeah, and it is like it's just like the Alex Garcia. It's like they're now creating characters off of like they don't even have to overly invest into anybody like Kava doesn't. It's like they just get like a blind date, then they have like this one comedian host it. They're paying her or whatever.
Right.
Know? And it's just to your point, like everything is creative right now. It's not like they don't have like some random influencer eating a Kava bowl.
Right.
Like that'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have to be creating characters, building a storyline.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's genius. Like I love that idea from like a brand that is so well placed already, and to like take that, what some might call a risk, but if you're like watching what's happening on social, you know, it's like it's a genius play. You know? But character development's huge.
Yeah.
Like, what's like kind of off that because we were talking about BPN. Do you have like a dream collab for yourself?
For myself?
Yeah.
Ooh. So they're a small company right now. I think they only have a little over 5,000 followers, but I've gotten into running myself, and it's called Dead Last Running. I love their content is insane. Their products are great, and I would love to work with them on a personal branding.
Where are they headquartered out of?
I think Utah. I think is where the but the owner is a agency owner himself. Like he's a creative. Oh, really? And he started
that's becoming super
exactly. And so he started this running like it's not a creative. It's a running company, running apparel company, but obviously the content crushes because he understands what actually elevates a brand, and what gets people hooked into, and because that's what I've one of the videos popped up and it was awesome running content. It was like cinematic and dramatic and awesome, and I was hooked and ordered some stuff, and now I'm like, cool? That's a company that I'm really big on right now. Is this just personal brand, like who Cooper would want to?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, I don't even know. I'm so early on that
I love that answer though.
Yeah.
Dead Last was sick.
And also like I feel like they're in a similar growth trajectory that I feel like I'm in right now. So I feel aligned with a lot of it doesn't feel like, oh, who am I to want to work with them? It's like, oh no, they're about to blow up, and I'd love to be on that train.
A part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like you don't want to be not like you're ever late to the party, but I totally know what you mean. Like, it's cool to like be early. Yeah,
well, and something I love doing is helping build something up from seeing, you know, the being able to be a part of something from the beginning, and then when it's at the top, it's been there since the beginning. That fires me up. I would love to be part of those stepping stones for anybody.
Yeah. It's like we used to talk about this, and like Yeti Films, like they always did like their short films. And stuff was always really cool. Yeti Presents or whatever they were called, and then like it's not that they're oversaturated, but like so many of them have been done, and then you know that Sam and I kind of got our kick our creative influence was very heavy on that.
Yeah.
And then the first like creative brand that I was like super invested in, I found BPN fairly early, but it was like still like defined enough that I wasn't as drawn to it. But like I was on like the minted Marcus stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was seeing him on TikTok like COVID. Like
he was
just, like,
that's
putting a phone up in his
I
room.
Just found him like maybe 4 months ago.
Damn. Yeah. No,
and so which for me is great because I could just like binge all this stuff, which is great.
Dude, sick. Yeah. I was like back when it was like he was just like trying on clothes in his apartment, like look at this outfit I put together, and like he had just got into running. Like it was not like he was not doing races or anything. He was just like, I think I like to run. You know?
Interesting.
And so to be that early on it, I've just always been super drawn to like what they do. I love their story.
Yeah.
And like where they've taken it is like super cool. But that's always been like a dream collab, I guess. Like I don't know where we'd fit in because like they have like such good creative everything now. But
I know that's where it's like you gotta like trying
That's
to.
where the dead last is sick.
Exactly.
You're right. Like you're right there where it's like, dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because they're still certainly probably looking for like, what is our creative direction? Like what does separate us, put us apart? Running is like, to say there's been like a running renaissance. I think
it's
do it justice.
Crazy,
dude. It's unreal.
It is like, and the content is what like because I've never been a runner, but just like I freaking love watching running content.
Yeah, and
it's got me like, oh, I want to go run, and I don't know what the aesthetic of running, the clothes, like everything about running right now is great. Like it,
it's you know what they're doing really well, and like it lends itself to this, but like the community building aspect of it is what everyone's like crushing. Yeah, like everything in running is built. All the brands are built around like being part of like a community. Yeah, it's all very like not only inviting, but like they actually are able to. And it's a little easier for them than it is for like other like niches.
I feel like I agree with that.
But like the run clubs and stuff, it just like, what was the campaign we just watched after lunch? What's the company? I always forget.
Oh, not Bandit. Tracksmith.
Tracksmith.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
I mean that's like one of my favorite. I mean I show it to like everyone.
I know.
So I'm like I just love this. I love the copy. I love the story. The simplicity. They didn't try and overdo anything.
Yeah.
Like. That's a killer brand too.
I know. Why do you think running companies why do you feel like it has such an easier time creating content? Why does it feel? I'm asking. I'm thinking about this too, right as I'm asking it. But why? I wonder why it feels so much easier to create content for a running brand versus other niches.
I feel like.
Do you think there's there's an aspiration to be? What?
Well, I think the accessibility is huge because like everybody
can go out in some form. I think there's not a
like CrossFit's awesome. We've both like worked out.
Yeah.
CrossFit.
Oh yeah.
Like, I spent a couple years at a CrossFit gym in college, but like it's a massive investment.
Yeah, you have to get a membership. You have to. There's
skills, there's training, there's things you got to learn.
Yeah, like, there's a huge on-ramping situation for CrossFit. I think you hit it. I think it's
I think there's also a very like introspective aspect of running. Like it's just you and the road kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I think it just lends itself to very like introspection. Yeah, as a runner. And then like that's just such an easy thing to tap into. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. As a creative.
And even people
it's like hiking. I feel like hiking brands are always sick. But when you think about it, it's like
Patagonia.
Like that kind of makes sense though too. It's like it's super accessible. And I think it's cool because it's like one of those things where it's like we can all run, but then there's like levels of running, but you're able to relate to it. Like if you start running and you end up, you run a half marathon or something, you're able to click into like these dudes who do ultras or these Olympic runners and stuff. It's like, dude, they're like incredible. Like you very quickly are able to connect with like, how good they are versus like
there's the immediate like if you go try and run, you're not going to be able to do that. You're going to know how you feel trying to run a half mile. Yeah. Versus like when you see somebody do like CrossFit or powerlifting or something, there's not quite that.
It's like for the average individual, it's like you can't really connect with like a Tia Claire Toomey video on Instagram because it's like that's like a different
because you don't know what it feels like to try to do a muscle up.
Yeah, it's like that's insane.
But you do know what it's like to try to go. Try to do 30 minutes on your feet, whether that's walking, running, a mix of both. You know how, and you can do it right now. Versus, I think you hit the nail. The accessibility of running. And also everybody, no matter how, in shape out, everybody's wanted to be a better version of themselves. Yeah. And I think that kind of inspiration that a lot of running brands tap into is another like kind of side I don't know, angle.
It's a pillar for
sure.
Pillar,
that's a good word.
To grow through for sure. Is like it's accessible, it's community, and then it's super inspirational. Yeah. Like people, you're 100% right. Like that's been a huge push through. I've seen people talk about that, like, you know, social and the internet can get such a bad time, but it's also like generationally, like young people today, there's such a bigger push around like health and wellness and self-improvement and betterment that like probably wasn't always there. Like, it's like a mainstream idea, but in like the not mainstream channels. You know what I mean? Like, it's like social today. You have so many creators and stuff that are just like, you're Nick Bears, like, hey, just go one more, go do it. You know, you can do anything out there, and then they're like doing it in real time, like building in public. Like, always talk about. Like, so that's been cool. I think, like, I know like the internet and social can get like a kind of like a bad rap at times, but like if you use it right, or not even right, but if you're consuming content that is like the inspirational and like aspirational stuff, like I think it's like definitely a net positive for a lot of people. Like the David Goggins, like he's maybe on the extreme, but it's also like that dude's changed people's lives. You know, just like telling his story, you know, and like it's not a story that would have been as easily consumable pre-social and internet, you know. Like him just going on the Rogan podcast, like changed lives. You know? So I think that's cool too. Let's I want to hear about your agency. And the transition from where you started to like now as a creative producer at an agency. I love that.
So almost April 1st, I joined the agency. Before that, I was a freelancer. Just, you know, kind of gritting and grinding as any freelancer who knows that kind of life. I shot this project with this guy who had just joined the agency, and they were looking for a creative producer who's looking for kind of that team to be a part of, and so he brought me in and I joined, and it's been incredible. We are actually when's this coming out?
2 weeks. Well, no, next week, right? It'll be next Thursday.
Okay, so we haven't got it cleared yet, but we're working on a new name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll tell you after, but
please,
we have to clear it through all the right steps first. But so we have an agency that's client facing, that works with brands. We've worked anything from tech to law firms to music to shoe companies, supplements. Design, video, photo work. It's been awesome. But our big thing right now, I mean, it's kind of like a agency's personal brand, but Anatomy of a Brand is our kind of front facing to the public content space. So there we have a podcast where our creative director, Chris, interviews entrepreneurs and creatives and anybody who's doing anything inspirational. We've had designers and thought leaders all come on the podcast, and it's been awesome. But we also do like shows called field trips, where it's like Anthony Bourdain meets Nashville, kind of where we go out into Nashville.
I love that series.
It's been our most successful, and it's our most fun, where we kind of just pick a company or a business, and I think 100% of them, no, one of the shows, they knew we were coming, but all of them, we just like walk in the door with a camera and just like see what the experience of Nashville is like. And so we dabbled in vlogs, and we like to do more of that. But those are our two main kind of front-facing content pieces: is Anatomy of a Brand podcast show, and then Field Trip, where we kind of go out in the wild and break down brands, break down the experience of a in-person company. But yeah, it's great. We're about to shoot our first commercial next week. It'll be like on
down in Atlanta.
Yep, down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It'll be like a TV spot, a local TV spot down there. And we got a lot of cool things coming down the pipe that I definitely would never have expected a year ago
Really?
when I was freelance. Yeah, just
That's awesome.
the doors that
Because how long have you been there now?
with the agency.
Yeah.
April 1st will be a year.
Damn.
So it's like been 10 months,
Yeah.
a little over 10 months.
Happens fast.
It's been crazy.
It's cool to be, not to cut you off, but like,
No.
just to kind of, it's really cool for, you know, I mean, we've hung out like not that much,
yeah,
a little bit, but been connected through social.
Absolutely.
So, like, it's one of those things where it's like it's cool when you meet genuine people
Yeah.
because you're all rooting for each other,
Right?
And obviously, like we're rooting for each other, and
Right?
It's cool to see the transition from because when we got lunch, it was like a year previous.
Yes.
We had our first
Yeah.
or second coffee. I can't remember, but it's cool that you have found the position with like an agency and the infrastructure and the support of it.
Yeah.
But that it's like you're the sole creator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like obviously there's influence from your team members.
Right.
But like when it comes to like
luckily because something I was never good at was kind of the entrepreneurial networking side, but the creative part, the video and photo work, I know I am good. And so to be able part of this team and just be able to focus on the creative has been insane.
And to have that support.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like build around it.
Yeah, exactly. It's been great.
It's a cool transition.
Yeah.
It's definitely different when you go from like that freelancer just kind of like picking up work to like we've done it obviously like different because like we're Sam and I, but like now that we've kind of made him like the full creative director and everything, it's really interesting to like what I'm able to focus on and do and what he's able to focus on and do. And there's obviously collaboration stuff, but I feel like for true creatives, which Sam is like a lot more true creative than I am, and like you are, you know, you guys like connect there. It's like once they have that free reign, it's like it's cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's not me like having any creative input anymore and like just slowing his process.
Yeah,
down. It's like dude, just focus on that. And like I'm glad you're having the opportunity to do that.
Yeah,
and, like, have the support.
It's definitely been a gift
because it's tough when you're freelancing. You know, it's like you have to say yes to a lot of things.
Oh
like,
yeah,
maybe are good fits, maybe aren't.
Yeah,
and like, am I degrading my work?
Right.
But like, I also know where this person's coming from because I've been there, so I want to help them. And like, pricing's always a headache.
Yeah.
And so to just have the opportunity to like.
Yeah, and the part now that I am pumped about is being able to be a source to freelancers, because like we have so much work now that I'm kind of overseeing all the creative work versus so we have to kind of outsource to freelancers, and now to be in a position to like bring a freelancer in and kind of treat them how I wanted to be, would have wanted to be treated, and like not lowball them, like let's put a little extra on the top of this to like thank them for being here, that's that kind of like leading a team of freelancers is something that I absolutely love doing because I know how it feels and where they're at.
I think like one of the things that we've come to really enjoy too is we've kind of kept going, like building is like creating environments that like promote growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so important.
Yeah.
Because we were in environments as creatives in the past that didn't do that with clients and stuff. And it's like, hopefully, everyone who works with us in whatever regard, like I hope they feel supported. And
yes.
Like hey, like, we're here to like help you cultivate an environment that promotes your growth.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like take chances.
Yeah.
We want to see like what you can do and to build from there. And I completely agree with you. It's like one of the most fulfilling parts of continuing to advance. Yeah. As a creator or just like in business, whatever you want to call it. It's like to be able to try and give back in like a small way, but it's also like it's so meaningful because you remember being being that freelancer that's like no one talks to you when you show up on set or like clients a headache or it's just like it's a lot more demanding and like no questions and stuff. It's just like it's really fulfilling to try and like just provide people the support and like tell them, hey, we believe in you and we trust you, and those are words that you don't always hear in the freelancing world. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so I completely agree with you. It's something we really enjoy too.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, I think that might do it.
Cool, dude.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for.
I thought that was a great episode. I hope
Let's go.